Yeah, it's your boy Gruff here, back with another video, and today I got a special video, guys, man. Today we're back with the Tournament Power Season 87 best teams, and I know you guys are asking about the cam. Unfortunately, my cam is having some issues right now, so I'm kind of recording this with no face, but this does not stop the grind. So I want to drop this video and everything like that. I have a good amount of teams in mind. When it comes to the intro, I always say to focus on developing the stars of your team that you're trying to use for tournament power. Everything related to stats helps. So 14 starring them, trying to get them 9 stars, just Z powering your characters is going to help tremendously. Arts boosting your characters helps with stats. Getting your friendship level 10 helps with stats as well. Getting the Zenkai to 7 because that helps with more soul boosting, which helps with stats. And then also getting like the tournament power equipment is really important as well. Because you get base stats and then you get base health, which helps with tanking and offensive damage. So lots of ways of you improving your team. Try to stick with one team, especially if you main a team on PvP. That's probably going to be your best team to rock for tournament power because you have the higher stars for those specific teams. So I have a good amount of lists here. I'm going to talk about each team, and I'm going to try to just wrap it. I'm just going to try to because I just recorded this video, so I'm kind of pissed off, not gonna lie. Like a 50-minute video just down the drain. So I'm gonna do my clips, have like what, probably 7 to 8 to 9 teams, and I'm gonna just have a better style of video. So if you like these styles of videos more than the raw footage, then let me know. So let's get into the first team, which will be Regen. All right, so for the first team, we got Regen here. This is gonna be the Regen setup that I rock from, based off the S tiers and stuff that I'm off my team. And if you look at the S tiers, we have 3 S tier characters off the Regen squad. I just want to show you guys here that these are pretty much the best bets. Now I'm gonna be rocking Zenkai EX Evil Boo as my second blue, and I'm gonna be rocking the OG Green Piccolo. Now OG Green Piccolo has some great stats. If you actually take his maximum stats, he's actually like up to 300k offenses and 200k defenses if I get his arts boost up. And the fact that he's getting Zenkai by him and Fat Boo, he's gonna be a real tank. Now I'm not the biggest fan of his kit itself because, you know, he has ways of getting his buffs removed and all that, but he's pretty much the best green right now. You could definitely rock First Form Cell. That's a great option as well. If you guys don't have Majin Buu, I think a good placement would be Omega Shenron free-to-play cooler as the blues. Yellows, you got the free-to-play cell here. These 3 cells are really good replacements for the EX cell. The EX Piccolo. Fat Boo and Super Baby 2 are irreplaceable. Then for the red, you got Buhan here. You got the new Piccolo and Goku. Really good alternative characters to rock, and also red cooler here. Then for purple, we also got the new Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. is gonna be really good. He has ways of healing, and at the end of the second turn he heals, and he gets buffs each turn, which is really powerful. If you have him, you can rock him instead of the Super Boo. Me personally, I'm a rock Super Boo just because I have him arch boost and friendship level 10. And then for the yellow, I'm rocking Yellow Piccolo because whenever I bring him in, he's going to Zenkai buff the EX Piccolo. Yeah, so that's pretty much it with the Regen squad. There's some other good replacements. Purple Boo, you also have Purple 21. If you guys have any other stuff to recommend, comment down below. You also got Green DKP. That's a really great option. I'm just speed blitzing through this because I recorded this video, so I'm just trying to just hurry up and finish this out. So this is basically my Regen setups. You want to ask for some color replacements, just comment down below and I'll recommend it. So let's hop into the next team. All right, for the next team, I'm gonna have androids based off this TOP season. Now, the reason why I have Cell Jr. in the First Form Cell is because they are going to be your Z and S tier characters. If you have Android or Cell Jr., he's a really powerful Z tier candidate for androids. He ramps up every single turn, and then by the end of the third turn, he heals by 3% and also gets extra damage inflicted, which is really powerful. So if you have him, really nice. If you don't have him, you can use Zenkai EX Android 17 as your replacement. He's a decent Zenkai, has high key recovery and strike damage, and he ramps up over time as well. So he has the good stats, and he's also a red S tier, so that's really nice. So you can rock him as your red replacement. Now for first form cell, I really do like him. He gives debuffs depending on each turn, and he also heals himself by the end of the second turn with a green card. He restores his health by 10%, and he also debuffs the enemy as well. So I think he's a really good green S tier Android character to rock. And then as my third character, I do rock the free to play 18. Just has high damage, high key recovery, decent stats, and unique abilities there. So other than that, for my C tier, I always rock blue 17. I just feel like he's the best blue blast, especially if I'm trying to make a blast-based androids. You do have the old blue 13 and then the blue 21, but I'd rather use 17 as my C tier character, so I rock him there. Now, in terms of the yellow, you have some good replacements, just similar to like regen. You got the free-to-play first form cell. I really like him a lot because he gives support and he heals at the end of each turn. If you don't want to rock him, a really good person to rock would be this Zenkai cell because he's more catered to the androids, Z ability, HP for androids, and then also he gives support buffs to his androids for each turn, and then he also heals his allies by the end of the third turn for androids. So he's a really character that really makes your team really bulky in terms of health, the Z ability, HP, and then the support buffs for damage. So I really like him, or you can rock this cell, so either one is really fine. In terms of the blast-based green, I really went with the Gamma 1. He's blast-based, high key recovery. He's usually going to be able to attack first, and he has some ways of debuffing the enemies, which is really nice. And then in terms of the other yellow, if you're rocking him, you kind of want another powerful yellow. So I went with the free-to-play 18 here because he gives support and damage inflicted buffs to like event-exclusive androids and Majin Buu Saga. So her being part of the androids, she's going to be able to give support to her allies and heal, which is really nice. But if you want someone that's a little bit more damage dealing, you can go with the Zenkai Cell. They're both in the same tier. He's a little bit more selfish. He heals himself by 2% each end of each turn, and then he's just a high damage dealer Zenkai unit, higher stats, but kind of just preference in my opinion. Next after that, if you don't have that red 18, and you got the Super 13 here as well, but he's more strike based. And then if you go to the A tier spots, you probably have to go down to the B and probably rock red 21 as a replacement, or you can go down to the C tier spot and get yourself the tag droids or Super 17 as your red. That's pretty much it with this Android squad. You could go with the purple 17 or the purple cell as your main purple, but I wanted to go with a purple that has a little bit of some boost, and the fact that she gives HP for the team, helps with tanking. She heals herself at the end of the second turn, I believe, by 10%, and then yeah, so nice little team setup here. Let's hop into the next team. All right, next we have is the girls team here. The girls has a lot of great options from the Z and S tier spots. This EX Mai is really good because he gets damage inflicted by per girls and future allies. So if she's on the battlefield, she's gonna get up to 60 damage inflicted and then minus 30 the damage received. But she gets an extra buff if she's paired up with Trunks. So even besides missing this extra little passage here, she's still 60 damage and then minus 30. She gets what? She's part of the Z tier spot as well, so that's really valuable. And you also have Blue Kill. Blue Kill is also a Z tier character. Damage inflicted, high key recovery, and then depending on each turn and her health, she gets extra little buffs, which is really nice. If you don't have her, you could definitely just take her out and still rock the blue Boma here. If you don't have that Kale at high stars, or if you don't have, or vice versa, if you don't have like the red Mai, a really good replacement would be just the red 18. So if you want better replacements for the Z tiers, then you have red 18 and you also have blue Boma, the DB Saga. Now in terms of the greens, there's some pretty decent greens. Like green Chi Chi is really good, but she's strike based, so I try to make it more of a blast based girl setup. So you have example, EX Urine is really solid. You also have Kiawe. I think she has to give support buffs to the team and heals the team. Then you also have this green Zenkai EX18. Gives HP to the team for girls. And then at the end of the first turn, she heals herself by 10%. And she gets extra damage inflicted buffs and extra buffs as well. In terms of the purple is usually the worst color of the team. I usually always just stick with purple 21, just because she's HP, she heals herself. But if you want someone that has a higher tier boost, then it's going to be this free-to-play purple Kefla here. That's pretty much really the top, only two. I mean, you do have Bola and Vegeta here. So if you want someone that's just a C tier character, but she gives so much damage, inflicted buffs, and healings for her allies, you could rock them. They don't really share no Z abilities for no one on the team for real, because they really buff. I think GT and Vegeta clan and hybrids. So none of these other characters are part of GT or the hybrids or the Vegeta clan. Besides, yeah, because she's not Vegeta clan because she's DB Saga. So you could have them as your purple 2 C tiers. And then the rest, in terms of the yellow, I rock with the free-to-play 18. It's pretty much the best yellow free-to-play. Then after that, if you do have her, she's really solid. Blue Kale is really good as well. She gives support and allies and heals for her Universe Survival Saga or Girl setup. You could definitely use her as well, but I just know a lot of you guys don't have her at higher stars. So a girl setup like this will be pretty much fine. And let's hop into the next team. All right, for the next spot here, we got Uni Reps. So for our S to Z tier characters, we do have Dispo and we do have Topo here. So Dispo is part of the Z tier spot. Really solid. I mean, decent damage. He has high Q recovery and then high blast damage. So the fact that he's a Z tier character like that is really, really nice. And then you also have Topo here. Topo actually gives support to Rival Universe, actually little support buffs, and he also gives some nice buffs to critical rates and stuff for his allies, but he really gives extra buffs for Rival Universe. So I try to build a team with not a lot of Universe 7 characters, but a lot of like the other universes from the saga. So I have him in there. You could replace Topo and add in Blue Kale, but if you don't have Blue Kale, like for example, if you switch him out, then you'll probably have to take Jiren out here and then add in a better I mean, you could do 2 blues, or you can just go with a different color. You could keep it like this. That's another good replacement. Or you could have it where you have like yellow EX18 here. She gives great support buffs for the allies, and I think she heals people that's on the left and right of her after the 3rd turn, which is really nice. So you could go with that setup. Me personally, I'll probably just stick with this one, just based off my stars and my box. We go to the S tier spot. Blue 17 is pretty much my C tier character, and Yellow Frieza. Yellow Frieza at the start of the turn gets 100% to his gauge, so he gets a guaranteed blue card, which is absolutely ridiculous. Great damage, great debuffs, and then also you got the Angel Golden Frieza. He does really insane blast damage, and he heals every time he lands a blast card. If you want a good replacement for the green Golden Frieza, I really recommend Kiawe, or this blue, this green Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. In terms of the blue Beerus is actually really nice as well. He gives support allies in range, and at the end of the 3rd turn, he actually heals his allies by 1%. So he's a really good blue to free-to-play Beerus, blast base. In terms of the red, I like Bergamo because he's not a C tier character. He gives HP to Universe Survival Saga, and he ramps up, I believe, as the turn goes. So not bad. He also heals himself by 5% at the end of 3rd turn. You could use Casserole, you could use Ultra Hit, but since he's out of boost, I think he's just the best bet, especially with the HP. Now, purple is going to be kind of like the iffiest color. I rock with Purple Kefla just because she has boost, but if you want another C tier character, Jiren, either one of these purple LFs is absolutely fine. I'll probably rock with Purple Jiren just because he's more of a blast base. But he also have UI sign. But if you're rocking Topo here, he gets extra buffs for Rival Universe. So then this guy will benefit more off that buff from the EX Topo than UI Goku. Yeah, so that's pretty much it with my setup here in terms of the in terms of rival universe or uni rep. Let's hop into the next team. All right, so for the Majin Buu Saga team, we do have this setup here. With the main Z and S tier characters is going to be the Z tier green Super Saiyan 3 Go Tanks. I mean, the fact that the start of the first 3 turns, he gets damage inflicted and reduction to damage as well was pretty nice, especially as a Z tier character. Decent damage and decent damage received reduction. Can't complain about that. It's just that 4th turn, he's going to be paper. So just be careful with that. You also have Majin Buu, the EX1. He's an S tier character, high stats, a character that I'm going to try out this season. So you got the Z tier and the S tier. And if you want another S tier, I was kind of contemplating on this yellow Vegeta. I mean, the fact that he heals his allies and damage inflicted by the end of the 3rd turn. He doesn't buff Majin Buu Saga, but if you just want another S tier character, you could definitely rock him as well as a yellow. I just opted not to use him. Now, when it comes to Majin Buu Saga, you have more of like a regen setup. You kind of have more of a hero setup. So I'm kind of showing more of a regen setup because I have a higher star team on the regen side. If you do have Pui Pui, I'd highly recommend using them. He gives Z ability. He gives HP Z abilities for the Majin Buu Saga, and then he gives support buffs 20% for Majin Buu Saga allies and event exclusive. Really insane. I think he's pretty much core because he just has so much value. Also, the yellow 18 is really nice. She gives support buffs for the team, blast base. She heals the team and gives damage inflicted buffs. I think she's the best yellow because her Z ability helps with the team and she supports the team. But her boost is lower than the yellow Vegeta, so I went and used her. In terms of my blue, I'm rocking blue TN. If you have like 9 stars, 7 stars minimum, recommend 9. I'll recommend having him as your main blue. Or you can go down to the C tier spot and get like either Majin Buu, Fusing Vegito. You can get Kid Buu as more of a blast base type of setup, or Majin Vegeta. Like I said, I'm more of a blast base regen, so I have TN. You could definitely rock blue Kid Buu as well. In terms of the purple, free-to-play Buu, I mean, he's a free-to-play character. Gives supports to event exclusive, and I believe Majin Buu Saga from below him. Yep, key recovery and stuff, so that's pretty nice. He works pretty well on my regen setups. He's really the best purple for regen based off his value. Red Ribbon Army Piccolo is better, but he's always in the A tier spot, so always rock him. Now, for my red, I rock Buhan here. Buhan gives the abilities for the Majin Buu Saga compared to like Red Angel, Red Majin Vegeta, and then Shin is a C tier character. So I didn't want to use too many C tier characters. So as my main C tier is going to be the purple Gohan because I have him, I pulled him, so I'm able to use him. Blast based as well. He kind of gives a buff for the Majin Buu Saga team. So it really kind of depends on like who you're missing, unfortunately, because like if you don't have, say you don't have the Gohan, then you might have like Fusion Vegito. You might take TN out, and then you probably have to find a different color. So in terms of the reds kind of is the suckiest part. So I'll go with Buhan, Zenkai Majin Vegeta, and then Shin. Yellow, I'll go at 18. Ultra Kid Buu is really good, but like I said, it all depends on like how many C tier characters you're gonna bring to your team. You also have Yellow Angel Vegeta. The blue, you have Kid Buu, you have TN, and then you also have like the Fusing Vegito. You also have, that's pretty much it there. And then the green, you could, like I said, Pui Pui, he's a free-to-play character. Hopefully you guys have him. But if not, you can definitely go down and get like Fat Buu. Fat Buu is really solid. It's a character that I usually use a lot for my region setup. He's core on that team. And then you also have Buu Tanks. Buu Tanks is a really good blue. He gets his blue card really early in the game. High damage since he has a Zenkai character, Zenkai stats. He has high stats and then high damage from the beginning of the battle. So that's pretty much my recommendations. Because I'm like I said, I'm more of a regen blast base of Majin Buu. I don't have really all the strike based characters for Majin Buu Saga. So this is my setup. Let's hop into the next team. All right, for the GT team, we got this setup here. Now, GT's real interesting because they got so many good characters in that C tier spot, and you kind of have to really be picky on like who you want as your C tier. Now, the reason why I have Super Baby 2 and Bull of Vegeta as my C tier is just because the amount of support and healing that they both give for the team. I think those are the most valuable C tier characters because just the amount of healing they give to the allies each turn, and then Bulla gives extra little support for our allies. And then Super Baby 2, like he heals every end of each turn to the left and the right of him. So I think the fact that you got two healers from your C tier spots that's able to heal the rest of the team is really valuable in my eyes. So that's why I have them as my main two C tiers. Now for the ones that has the high boost, I have Oob and then Green Baby Vegeta. They're pretty much the best ones out of the S tier spots, in my opinion. I don't think the other ones even compare, or even in the Z tier spots. Green Baby, he gives support to the allies and he heals himself, so he has a ways of being able to heal himself and give damage to his allies. So he has some type of support and some type of survivability. Now he's pretty squishy. I used to use him on my regen team. He used to be the one I kind of have to look out the most for because he just took so much damage. But in terms of the S tier spot, I think he's the second best behind Oob as the red. So for the main spot, I wanted to get a stronger green and a stronger red. So I have the red GT Goku here, the free-to-play one. He's blast-based. Really nice stats. I just feel like he gets the job done. You could go for this guy, the red melee one, but I think the red free-to-play GT Goku is not a bad option. Then after that, for my yellow, I went with Super free-to-play 17, free-to-play Super 17, just because he's in a higher boost. But I personally think if you want to go down to the B tier and get a better yellow, I highly recommend Pan and Trunks or Oob. Oob gives support to his allies, and he heals himself at the start of second turn. But Pan and Trunks, they're just a newer unit, so they have higher damage. They're more of someone that does more damage. So if you want a yellow that does more damage, then Pan. If you want someone that kind of supports the allies, heal themselves as well, then you go with Oob. This guy, he's really iffy because you want him at a certain damage, at a certain health, but I really want characters to not be at low health. I want them to be at high health. So not a bad character, but he really doesn't get his main stuff unless he's 60, his health is 60 or below. So I recommend either, if you don't like the Super 17, you got Pan, Trunks, Giru, and then you have Majin Buu. In terms of the green, as either the Trunks Baby or the Goku 4, either one works. It doesn't really matter who you pick. I think it's based off, like, if you have a higher star Super Saiyan 4, go with him. If you have a Zenkai 7, go with him. If you have a higher Trunks Baby, Baby Trunks, then go with him. So that's basically my spots for the GT setup here. You're kind of really not as flexible because based off me picking Super Baby 2 and Bull and Vegeta as my C tier characters. If you don't rock them, it's fine. That's why I have the purple Goku there, just so I can Zenkai buff Bola so they can tank more, deal a little bit more damage, and all that good stuff there. The fact that he also heals at the end of each turn, start of each turn, and then he has decent damage inflicted buffs with reduction in damage is not bad, and he's a Zenkai character, so that's solid enough. So let's hop into the next team. All right, next team I have Frieza Force. So based off the S tiers and the Z tiers, Ginyu and Raspberry is actually probably the best solid ones. I really like Ginyu because if he's paired up with a full Frieza Force and all that stuff, he gives allied buffs, Ginyu Force and Frieza Force, damage inflicted and ki recovery at the end of each turn, which is really valuable. Then he gives himself ki recovery and damage inflicted. He's also a Zenkai EX character, so he has good stats. And then at the, he also, I believe, where is it at? I'm actually missing it. At the start of each turn, he heals himself by 2%, and every time he lands a card, he gets damage inflicted buffs. Really valuable EX character, Zenkai, especially for the S tier spot. That's really nice. Now, I have Raspberry here because I just think that the damage he does, and then he gives nice support for his allies in certain spots, is really good. And then he gets extra blast damage every time he lands, which is, I think he's probably the most valuable, the second valuable S tier character. You could rock Nappa. I'd say Nappa is also top 3 in here. And then you also have a Pool, and then you have like you have a Roberry. But I think the top 3 would be Nappa, Nappa, Raspberry, and then you also have EX Ginyu. I'm kind of iffy on this character. He gives support, which is nice, but I think I'd rather just stick with those top three there. And then for my C tier character, I rock the yellow Frieza, just because of the uni rep. He gets a guaranteed blue card at the start of the turn, which is pretty ridiculous. If you don't have this Frieza, I'd probably say the second best character for yellow wise. If you don't have Goto or Raccoon, then I'll say the final form Frieza, Zenkai LF1. That's probably the best replacement for the Angel Frieza from the uni rep. Then after that, I have the purple Frieza here. Gives great support buffs for his allies, and then I believe he has nice cover chains depending on your health. Then he also has a can't attack action, which is really powerful as well. So you can't go wrong with that. I have Revival Frieza as my blue because of he heals his allies. I believe he gives support for his allies in range at the end of each turn. You can't go wrong with that. And for my second blue, I have this free-to-play Broly Fury. He's blast-based, so he kind of just fits with the team a little bit more. At the end of the second turn, he heals himself by 2%, so he has some type of survivability. You could go with Jason Berter. If you have Jason Berter high stars, I recommend them. But if you don't, free-to-play Broly, he's a free-to-play character. You should have him. And in terms of my greens, the reason why I'm rocking this free-to-play Final Form Frieza is because he actually gives damage inflicted buffs and health for his allied Frieza Force event exclusives, which is really nice survivability. And then he has nice damage inflicted buffs depending on each turn. Also, Navel's basically the same thing. He's kind of like a bootleg version of that Frieza. He heals his allies, everyone on the board, which is nice. Damage inflicted buffs with restore health. And he also cancels downgrades and stuff. And then he has decent damage stuff. So, just survivability-wise, it's really nice there. So, that's pretty much it with the Frieza Force. In terms of other greens, you can definitely use Golden Frieza. You could definitely use this Extreme Defensive Frieza. He's actually really good as well. In terms of the blues, I kind of talked about the blues. The purples, you can have this Revival Ginyu. He's really good. Mecha Frieza, he's not bad, but I just think I'd rather go with the Zenkai Frieza or the Revival Ginyu as my purples. And then for the reds, I kind of talked about. It's either. I mean, you're kind of rocking them as your S tier. For the reds, you could rock 8 Vegeta as your red because he's in the C tier spot, and we're only using one C tier character. You could definitely rock 8 Vegeta, but I personally think that you should be fine with this setup here. So let's hop into another team. I think I got a few more, and that's pretty much it for the vid. All right, next is DB Saga or Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, you basically gotta have the full team. If you don't have the full team, then I wouldn't recommend this because they don't really have that many characters for the DB. They have DB Saga, yes, but I think for the S tiers, you definitely want to rock the Zenkai Bulma and Chi-Chi. Now, Chi-Chi's strike based, but she's just really viable best S character to rock besides the purple DKP and then the green Yamcha that's in Z tier. So I'd rather have her as my second S tier character. They both got recent Zenkais this year or last year around there. They're like last year, but just really good stats between the both of them. Now for my C tier character, you definitely want the purple Goku. He's pretty much the best purple DB Saga character. If you don't have him, your best bet is purple DKP, and I've used him. Not really the biggest fan of him. I don't like how time gated his transformation is. I think it's at the end of the second turn. So his first 2 turns, he's kind of like paper. In the second turn, it's a big difference. So if you don't have Path to Power Goku, then I want to rock DB Saga because he's kind of a main character to have. In terms of the greens, World Tournament Goku or green DKP is kind of you could pick all 3 greens, or you can pick one of them and then go to the A tier spot and pick like either Aider if you want another blue, or Zenkai DKP as the replacements if you don't want 3 greens and you want maybe 3 blues or 2 yellows. You can do that. So either DKP or the Aider, they got really nice stats and stuff. In terms of the red, PJ is definitely your best red. If you don't have PJ, then it's going to be Launch. But Launch isn't bad. She heals herself. She has some nice survivability, but just PJ just a better, overall better character. In terms of the yellow, Roshi is recommended. I believe he gives support buffs to his allies. He heals himself at the end of each turn, and then also he gives the HP Z ability from his Z ability. He gives HP to Dragon Ball, I believe, DB in movie saga. I have him at 3 stars. So I don't have the but HP from movie sagas and DB. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the DB saga team. If you have the full team, then you can definitely rock this setup. Let's hop into the last team. Let's wrap this video up. All right, for my last team, I have Saiyans. Based off the Saiyans here, I think there's really 3 pretty good S tier characters from the Saiyans that I really like. So blue, I have the blue Napple. I think, really nice damage, high damage if you're facing against enemies, and as his enemies goes down, higher blue card damage, and then he gets extra little debuffs against support and defensive characters. So a lot of decent support and defensive characters I usually face when I do my tournament power routes. So he's not a bad S tier character for sure. And as my other 2, I do have Yellow Vegeta. The fact that he gives he heals his allies at the end of the 3rd turn and damage inflicted buffs is really valuable. He tanks decently. He does decent damage. Not the best at it, but I think he's a really solid S tier character. Also gives Z abilities for the Saiyans team. And then as my 3rd, I have this green Super Saiyan EX Goku. Nice damage. Nice reduction in damage as well. Decent key recovery. At the end of the start of the 2nd turn, he heals his allies from the left and right of him by a good amount. So that's really valuable in my opinion. So I kind of have 3 S tier characters that you can kind of pick between. Any other S tier characters that kind of catches my eye. This yellow Super Vegeta is not bad because he's a Zenkai character, and I believe he heals himself at the start of the 3rd turn if his health is 40% or higher. So uncancelable buffs as well is really good. So I think those are like my main 4. Now I have for my C tier characters, I have the tag 4s because I need a stronger green that EX Goku is not going to carry for the green side of my team. And then I also have Bullet Vegeta because the support that they give and the HP that they give to their allies is really valuable. And then as my 2nd purple, I rock Purple Goku because they Zenkai buff the Bullet Vegeta GT character unit. You could do like any other purple units. You could do like 3Ku, for example. These Zenkai buffs them. I'm just doing it more of a synergy thing. You have so many characters to pick from on the Saiyan side. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I kind of want to go more of a strike-based type of setup, so I kind of lean more on the strike side of the Saiyans. In terms of the A tier, I have Majin Vegeta as my red. He's a Zenkai with high stats. In his 1st turn, if he pops the green card, he gets this damage inflicted buffs and everything there. If you don't have him, you could rock the new Piccolo Goku. They're just more blast based. And his EX Turles is really solid as well. Beginning of the 3rd turn, he restores his health by 10. And he gives extra damage if he faces against Saiyans and reduction in damage against Saiyans. But if you have him at high stars, he's a really valuable red Saiyan character. Those are really like my top 3 red Saiyans. You could go with like a B tier and get a better red Saiyan from here. Actually, there isn't no good red Saiyans. They all kind of suck. You could go with the red Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He's someone that has like high damage from the beginning of the battle. So for the first 2 turns, he goes crazy. So if you don't like this Vegeta, you can go with this Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 Goku as your red. And then for the blue, I kind of kept Nappa. I think Nappa can hold his own. I don't think he needs another better blue. And as for my yellow, the reason why I picked this Super Saiyan 2 Goku is if you do bring this Halo Vegeta together, both of them together, he's going to Zenkai buff that Halo Vegeta because he Zenkai buffs Yellow and Majin Buu Saga. So that's kind of like the reason why I kind of built this team. Saiyans has so many characters to choose from. I can name basically 5 replacements for each color. Like, it kind of depends on what C tier character you choose from. Really alternates your A tier characters and your B tier characters. So that's why I kind of put them last. Really easy to build a Saiyan team. It's a broad tag, so whatever characters you're missing, you gotta just build off the C tier characters. But that's the reason why I rock them. It's because for that green EX Goku, I don't think he's gonna carry me. And then I just want purple Bola Vegeta because the support and HP buffs for the allies is really valuable. So that's pretty much it with the video there. It's pretty quick because, like I said, I recorded it and my files got corrupted. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and rough. And I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.